Hey guys, buckle up. Cause today we are diving into some serious drama and unexpected twist in episode 5-4 When the Stars Gossip. We have got love confessions, secret tickets, and some seriously awkward moments. So let's get into it. The episode begins with an intense emotional moment between Gong and Eve. Gong, still deeply in his feelings, confesses his attraction to Eve, saying that he's been drawn to her for a long time. He tries to convince her to take a moment to think about it, giving her time to process his feelings, but Eve, with her no-nonsense attitude, shoots him down immediately. Eve calls him out on his behavior, pointing out that they both have partners and Gong is about to marry into the AM group, which doesn't fit his image at all. She's suspicious of him and the whole situation. She asks about the alcohol, wondering if Gracia gave it to him. Gong quickly denies it, saying Gracia didn't have alcohol and that's not the issue at all. Gong goes on to say that he has no intention of marrying into the AM group and that it's not for him. She makes it clear that she has no interest in entertaining his advances. With a wave of frustration, she tells him that she won't waste time thinking about something that's not going to happen. Gong, however, isn't ready to back down so easily. He argues that he's not lying to himself and speaks with conviction about his feelings. He then drops a bombshell. He intends to leave the station, but Eve will be stuck here for at least another year. He wants her to know what he truly feels before it's too late. Eve, despite being overwhelmed, remains firm. She tells him to stop. It's clear that she doesn't want any part of his romantic inclination. She sends him away, telling him that she doesn't need his affection or any kind of this nonsense. This only frustrates Gong more, but he respects her decision even though he struggles with his emotion. The tension between them is palpable as Eve turns to leave, clearly done with the conversation, but Gong isn't far behind. He approaches her once more, saying that he's aware that the relationship is impossible right now, but he promises her that if she's ever in a place where she's been hurt or betrayed and if she's ever alone, he will be there for her. Gong walks away, a man still deeply conflicted about his situation. The scene then shifts to Gracia, who has been watching Gong and Eve's exchange from afar. Gong tells Gracia that Eve has begun to suspect him, especially after his drunken display. Gracia, with his usual calm demeanor, listens carefully and reassures Gong that everything will be fine, but Gong, feeling the weight of his actions, is unsure. He feels that he might expose the truth of them drinking alcohol on the station. They discuss the risk of the alcohol incident and how they need to cover their tracks. Gracia warns Gong to be more careful as it's only a matter of time before their secrets are out in the open. Meanwhile, Minali is dealing with her own set of challenges. She had a secret lottery ticket that she's been keeping hidden. She's worried that Gong might have discovered it and that could bring even more complications to her already fragile situation. She talks to Hyojin, who seems to have overheard her conversation. He also becomes obsessed with the idea of money, fantasizing about the possibility if the ticket turns out to be lucky. In the midst of all this, Minali attempts to hand over the ticket to Cash, but she interrupted by Hyojin, who catches her in the act. Hyojin starts interrogating her, demanding to know what she is trying to do. A fight brews between them as Minali tries to deflect. The tension rises as Hyojin pressures her further, questioning why she's keeping this secret from everyone. Meanwhile, Tai reflects on the past, especially about her interaction with Gong and Eve. The flashback reveals a time when the three of them ventured into the space together, where Dong had made a promise to Tai to return her watch to her. The memories flood back as Tai recalls a simpler time. But even then, the shadows of secrecy and complex relationships begin to form. Present day, Tai finds herself in another confrontation, this time with Dong. There's clearly something unspoken between them, but neither is ready to acknowledge it just yet. The interactions are tinged with unresolved tensions and unexpressed feelings. As the episode unfolds, we see Go Yuan is caught in a complex web of relationship. She's seen reflecting on the engagement announcement she made, which has left many wondering about her true feelings. Jaren points out that Gong doesn't return her feelings the way she hopes. This realization leaves Go Yuan feeling even more lost, questioning her decisions to cling to Gong despite knowing the truth. Later, Go Yuan meets with Jaren, who challenges her decision even further. He asks her why she's so insistent on holding on to someone who doesn't feel the same. Go Yuan's frustration grows as she realizes that she's been caught in a cycle of denial. She tries to justify her actions, but deep down, she knows the truth. If it weren't for a series of unfortunate circumstances, she might not have been in this situation at all. In the final scenes, Minjin and Leemin have a heart-to-heart conversation. Leemin confirms that Gong did receive his ex's message and risk his life to retrieve it. Despite the dangerous situation, Gong seemed to willing to do anything to get closer to the truth. The episode ends on a somber note as the characters face the aftermath of their decisions with many unresolved conflicts still hanging in the air. Who's hiding what? And who's just plain confused? Episode 5 really packed a punch, but we still have so many questions left unanswered. What do you think is gonna happen next? Stay tuned, cause this ride is far from over.